I cannot believe we have Morgan Harrison, who was an ensemble member in both Mean Girls and Beetlejuice on Broadway, two of probably one of like the most popular shows on Broadway currently, even though Beetlejuice has unfortunately ended its run early. So hi.
Hi guys, thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
So first off, just, explain to everybody who you are, what it is you do.
Absolutely. Hi, I'm Morgan. Like she said, I have been blessed to be in both Mean Girls and Beetlejuice on Broadway. I started dancing when I was 3 years old. I moved to the city when I was 16 with my mom to continue my training and all of that. My first professional job was when I was 19. I made my Broadway debut in Mean Girls, and then this past February, I joined the company of Beetlejuice.
What was the fastest quick change you've had to do from both shows?
Okay, goodness. From Beetlejuice, it would definitely have to be into our like zombie cheerleader moment. I think we had 6 or 7 minutes total to not only change, but to paint our entire face green, our entire face and neck green, and like do all this like crazy makeup. So even though it sounds like we had like a long period of time to do it, it honestly just kind of like you ran off stage, you were just like changing, painting your face, getting ears glued onto your, like pointed ears glued onto your ears, giant wig, and then you like run, you do like a quick little like stretch, and then you were back on stage. For Mean Girls, I'm not gonna lie, most of the quick changes in Mean Girls were pretty quick, just because this show was so much fun. But the ensemble was great about that show is that the ensemble never really leaves the stage that much. They're used in a lot of the show, which is so much fun as an ensemble member. So I don't know if I can pick one, because majority of that show you were just like running, changing, grabbing a backpack and a pencil, and like running back on stage, then running back off stage and changing into something else, and like going on it's Halloween, and then like it was constantly going. So I don't think I can pick one for Mean Girls. I would just say the show. The show was one time.
Did you ever listen to either cast album while you were in that show?
I definitely listened to it during the rehearsal process. Like once I found out I booked both shows, it was kind of like a nonstop for at least 2 weeks of listening to it just to get it in my body as much as I could to learn it. And I feel like once I joined, I stopped listening to it as much, only because I was doing it 8 times a week, so I got to listen to it anyway, But yeah, definitely during my rehearsal process, on both my subway rides to and from work, that was like all I listened to, just to fully ingrain it in my brain.
So this one, I don't know how long you want to take with us. Take as long as you need, because this is a question that I feel like a lot of people did actually ask this. Any advice that you have for young performers who are looking to get into this business?
Yeah. I would definitely say go for it. This business is so hard, but it's so fun. So the first thing I would say, just like kind of going into like audition land and whatnot, is never be afraid to show who you are. And my other thing I would like to say too is just because it's a no now doesn't mean it's a no forever. We hear so many no's all the time, and it can definitely get very, discouraging at some points, when you're just constantly hearing that no, 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 and everyone says, for 100 no's, there's that one yes and whatnot. I consider every audition, every experience like that, basically just like a class, a time to learn, a time to, get in front of these amazing choreographers and like absorb all the information I can get from them. And so when I get a no, I view it as a yes for someone else. Like just because it's a no for me, that means one of my friends could get it, or vice versa.
How do you think like the COVID-19 pandemic has affected and impacted like the theater industry?
I mean, it's definitely, been rough. I was only 5 weeks into my run with Beetlejuice when everything happened. So it definitely, for me personally, I felt a little cut short from getting to, really grow with the cast and really dive into the show and all that jazz. But I I'm very sad that our community right now, you know, is hardly existent due to COVID. I think it's necessary because of our safety, and for health reasons. So I totally understand, you know, why they keep extending it, you know, why, because truly, you know, without a vaccine, it is going to be hard, you know, to get back into an enclosed space with, you know, 2,000 people and singing and dancing next to each other and partnering and all that kind of stuff. But it's definitely been hard, but it's also been good in other ways too. For me personally, I haven't gotten this much family time in a very long time, and I'm very close with my mom and grandma. So I'm very grateful for this time I have with them and to be with them and get to spend all this quality time with them. And it's also kind of opened up new artistic avenues for me that normally I wouldn't have had enough time to really explore. You know, I've been taking a voiceover class, and I've started to, you know, learn all about this like whole new like voiceover world that I had always thought about and I had heard other people doing, but I just never had enough time to really dive in and start to understand like what that meant, you know. So I'm starting to do that. I've started to choreograph a little bit, which like I had never really choreographed before. I'm choreographing, and I'm like working on something with my best friend Ross, you know, just like a fun like dance video that even though we're not in the same state, you know, we can still make art together and still make this like fun dance and whatnot. I'm starting to write a little bit, you know, write about, you know, my mom and I's life and, you know, all this kind of stuff. So I definitely feel like this time has opened up new artistic avenues that I would have never explored if this hadn't happened. So this is definitely, you know, it's definitely a devastating time right now for our industry. However, I think everyone is finding ways to keep art alive, whether it's dancing in Times Square or I'm dancing in my foyer all the time, my little like, you know, 8x6 little space, or, you know, whatever. I think, you know, our industry is resilient. I think the people in our industry are so strong, and that we will continue to find new ways to bring art to life until we are allowed the chance to go back to doing what we love to do.
All right, this is my last question. So obviously there have been Beetlejuice like vlogs that Leslie Kritzer did seize the day-o, and we've seen some interesting things on there. So is Kelvin as insane as he seems in those videos? It's a good kind of insane, but I'm just wondering.
I mean, yeah, honestly, like everyone in that cast is such a dream and just like a big ball of energy. Like you can just feel it. Like we're all just like kind of crazy in the best way possible. So yeah.
All right. So we're gonna just take a few fan questions. I actually took these from TikTok. So these TikTok users, if you are watching, thank you for these questions. At Irvita Franco 90 asks, I could speak, asks, that's a hard word to say. What's your favorite onstage mishap?
Okay. There's two that are my favorite, probably of all time. They're both in Mean Girls. So one of them, one night, if you've ever seen the show, during Revenge Party, you know, like the 4 like sliding desk chairs come out, and it's during the part where it's like Glen Coco, Glen Coco, Glen Coco. So one night, when Glen Coco himself was sliding back in his chair, I don't know if it like nicked something on the floor or whatnot, but it tipped over and he fell in it, and he was like,
oh my gosh.
It was all in slow-mo for me, and I was standing like, it was me, and I want to say it was my friend Brittany. We were the closest to him, and you could both see that we both didn't know whether to do something or not, and so we were just kind of like standing there, and all of us were watching this, and he just like, it was like slow-mo to us, slowly like rolled over in it, and then when he got back to the audience, he waved and kept rolling all the way off stage. When I tell you that for the rest of that song, I'm shocked that we got through it, because you could hear everyone have like a slight laugh in their voice, like Revenge Party. Like we lost. It was a collective cast, just lost it. It was hysterical. Oh, it was so funny. And then the other one was, I remember one night, also at the beginning of Revenge Party. All these happened in Revenge Party for some reason. I was coming on stage, and this is a moment where we're like the ensemble is in the back kind of like just dancing and grooving by ourselves, and then we all like form a line behind the lockers or whatnot, and a scene's going on downstage. And I hear everybody laughing around me, but I'm facing upstage. And so I looked to one of my friends and I was like, what is happening? And they were like, her wig fell off. And I said, whose? And I turn around, and Erica, when she comes out of the Halloween costume,
oh no,
wig had gotten attached to it and it had flown off with it. And so it was just her wig cap. And we ended up having to stop the show because she never leaves the stage because she's such a boss, that no one could get a wig to her. So we had to stop the show. Curtain came down and she had to go back and get a new wig, and we had to start over that same number. But it was just, all of us were like, huh, what's Regina doing? We all just like stopped dead in our tracks. We were like, so definitely two of my favorite mishaps, both from Mean Girls, both in Revenge Party.
So we're just gonna go to the game.
Okay.
I'm gonna sing a little bit of the songs, and you have to finish the lyrics as best as you can.
Okay. I'm nervous.
All right, so first one is from Beetlejuice. You always saw life as a game, but since you left, it sucks to play. I'm beaten up and bruised.
Confused by rules that alter every day.
Yeah. This one should probably be a little easier because it's Mean Girls. I'm 16, living in paradise with the lions and birds and stuff.
But I'm 16, and it's not enough.
There you go. All right, next one is from Beetlejuice.
Okay.
Panic and stress, oh, ain't it the best, ain't it the best?
It's a heart exploding inside a chest.
Close enough, it was the sound of the heart exploding. It was close enough. And last one is from Mean Girls.
Okay.
I'm astounded and nonplussed. I am filled with calculus. Does the sky work out? He must fall sweaty at the gym. Could that image be more hot? Let me just enjoy that thought.
I just enjoy that thought. School is rough, but now it's not.
Yeah.
School.
Yeah, we got there.
That took so much longer than it should have.
Thank you so much for doing this.
Yay! Thank you for having me. This is so much fun.
Of course. Thank you guys for watching. Next week, we actually have at Once Upon a Tori, who is a Broadway cosplayer on TikTok. So come back for that. I'm very excited. And thank you again, Morgan, for doing this. This was awesome.
Thank you.
So thank you guys for watching. Bye.